What's up, everybody? This is Rainland, the Bee from RRB Entertainment, coming at you live, streaming from my room somewhere in the world on planet Earth. Alright, so we're going to go and jump back into another episode of Conquest of Ponavosa. Just like last time, I'm in the lands of the Villainese Duchy here, so yeah, let's keep going from here. The problem with this mod, that one thing I've always had a problem with, I've got to pay the troops. One problem I've always had with this is sometimes bandits are particularly difficult to find in small groups or large groups in comparison to other mods, and I'm always about just killing bandits, really. The quests are sometimes fun to do for the cities. I mean, like if I go meet the guildmaster here and see what he's got for me. Ugh, got a hair on my, got a hair on my tongue. Anyway, so they sometimes will give me a decent job, like here, escort a caravan to Kentwich. Okay, I'm not going to do that right now, and here's why. First of all, the map is huge, but even from here, Kentwich is still all the way over there. And even though it's on the same screen, I have to go all the way through here, past Foxbog, can't cross the river here, go past Foxbog, go all the way up past Mallow Apple into the Vale of Greycrest, come back down, and then I get to Kentwich. So in reality, it's, you know, like going 3/4 of the way into the desert. Yeah, not a job I'm gonna do. And that's why I usually don't even waste my time looking for it. I just try to get straight into battle. Battle's where it's at, man. So, a big place to start, I think, being as close as I am to the desert, is looking for desert bandits. As you can see, the desert bandit lair is right there. So, let's see if there's some big parties like that guy right there. I bet I'm faster than he is. And I'm not, but I'm close enough that... Aha! He's gonna join that battle? Oh, this is gonna be a big battle. Let's get right into it. Rush to the aid of caravan, of course. 69 fit for 100. Oh, let's do it! Outnumbered and few in number. Let's do it! So, just like last time, my strategy is pretty much not gonna change. Those guys never follow any strategy. That's the fun part. I love about bandits, really. They never follow any sort of strategy like the lords do. And I'm just going to go ahead and order my boys to just jump right in there, all these cavalry, because they're not mine. And I really don't care what happens to them. Defend yourselves. Enemy himself is coming our gates. But not our city gates, because I can swing my side, I can swing my side. Crappy sight, but I mean, at the end of the day, you put enough points into all your skills, man, everything is worth it. So, as you can see, they basically just stalled. I mean, the whole cavalry attack just stalled, because you don't need spears to stop a cavalry charge in Warband. Sometimes board shields are enough to do it. And now there's just a bunch of camels sitting here, blocking the passageway, and always a good idea to eliminate them if you find yourself with some free time, because, well, camels can and will run over all your men if they get the chance. Alright. We have eliminated so far that many. Okay, yeah, it's time. Alright, guys, it's time. Let's go. Charge! Bring glory and honor to my house! If I can. Oh, yeah, I'm jumping on the camel. Right, your camels are now mine. All your camels. I'm going to add them to my fleet. Call it Starship Enterprise Fleet. Camel Edition. Oh, wow. Yeah, a lot of lancers, not fun. Ooh, and look at that. Still received couch lance damage, but in the back, and because my momentum was in my favor, no damage. Always a big thing to consider when you play this game too, if you ever do, is the physics in this game are somewhat realistic. Speed, force, and preparation affect everything. You know, I mean, like, even though, for example, I'm on horseback and I can't launch a scythe, or couch a scythe, I'm sorry, I can do this. I can prep the scythe for attack, and I can do this on horseback too, and then use my momentum of me running forward, or my momentum of me falling down even. That will do extra damage. Now, it really only works better in mods with small creatures. Oh, yeah, let's let them survive. Always want that prisoner money. But, yeah, it's always a great thing to consider when you are playing. There we go. Trashed him. Completely trashed. 4 killed, 2 wounded. And I didn't even lose anybody really that great except that veteran infantry. Those two guys are pretty cool. Kind of sucks to lose them, but... Oh, here we go. They don't even want to duel? Ah, screw it. Hold fire and hold position. I'm going to kill them all by myself. These men are mine. What though they're 4-1? I'm not a horse archer, let it be known, but I will do this. Alright. Well, I'm gonna do my best to just take them off their camels. Kill the camel if I can, and engage them on foot if I can. Come on. Come on, you. Come on, bastards. Let's go. Let's party. Well, now, that's just pathetic. He's dancing in circles. I'm just gonna stand still and take it like a man. There we go. Come on. Shoot me. Oh, no. Well, I want to get my licks in anyway. Come on. Yeah. I still killed him. Yeah, I did it. And not surprising, not a whole lot of villainies guys here to capture. But, you know, we got some guys. There's some guys here. Some guys that I do want. Alright, got those villainese chiefs. These guys are the elite troops of the villainese. Very, very cool just because, as you can see, this is their standard equipment. They will have a bow with one quiver, a one-handed sword, and a two-handed bardish. Whereas the sharpshooters, on the other hand, will have two sets of arrows, so they're great for castle defense. You know, when you're going to need a lot more arrows defending your walls. But these guys are better for the field. You don't need that many arrows. It's better to have better weapons to defend yourself against every possible situation, I think. And I'm going to capture those farmers too, because again, I'll turn them into the bandits that I love oh so much. Oh, I need some prisoner management. Ah, well. Bit of shame. Ah, well, it is what it is. I didn't even want to go through the loot. I'm just wanting to see. I just want all the experience points to get these guys up there. I want to have a party that's strong enough to eventually fight the lords and all that good stuff. That's where the real money is if you want to get money that way. But another great way to make money in this game, is to create an enterprise. Basically, in the cities, you can actually set up like a weaver or something to weave linen from wool or whatever, and you can make good money from that. Basically, you have to watch the economy. You have to say, what makes good money in this area, what doesn't make such good money, watch all that, figure out where the best bet for all your different industries are, and basically create industries in cities where demand is high for certain things, but there is not a whole lot of supply. So, definitely a good way to go about that if you want to make some money. As we can see there, I paid 658 I believe, for my last payday, and I didn't get that many new soldiers. So as you can see, I almost just, cut even for the week there, and I just paid off my soldiers 2 days ago, and we were going to pay them in basically 4 or 5 more days, but that gives me plenty of time to do something. Another good way to make some money in the beginning, which I'm probably going to go with here, is going into the arena. Basically, you just talk to the guy, blah blah blah, yes, thank you very much, is there a reward? And if you win the fight, basically, you kill so many dudes, or you knock down so many dudes, you get this much, that much, blah blah blah. This is what you're after, 1500. So, you also get to choose your weapon, in comparison to other mods where you don't usually get to, which also is a great way to practice with certain weapons. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Aha! I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it. That's kind of why I switched to my knife there, but it's okay. And I only have one quiver of arrows to begin with, so I'm just going to go ahead and get a sword and shield here and increase my survivability here a little bit. As you can see, too, I did come in with a little bit less health than I would have liked, but it should be enough. Man, this stinks coming back from that high-level character I already have, going all the way back again. It's very humbling to remember that at one point I really couldn't just take down everything I wanted with one swing. Oh, see, I thought that was going to be out of the face. See, there you go. There's that humbling feeling again. It's very, very hard to cope with that. But it's okay. It's okay. And that's why I always recommend you guys get a character going, get it real powerful, but you know, remember everything you do along the way, so the next time you play there aren't as few mistakes. Basically, I've reached a point where I've played so much that one of the only ways for me to continue to have fun with this game anymore is to play a new mod or keep playing an old mod and basically be at a no defeat stance. I cannot lose. If my army is defeated or crushed in any way, I basically just end the game and start over. An Iron Man challenge, so to speak, but I'm not really doing an Iron Man challenge. At the end of the day, who cares? There's no glory in it. I mean, it's just, you know, a way to increase the challenge at this point. Because I have played this game so much that me playing on a normal difficulty right now, as you can see, is fairly slaughter. But that's just because, again, I do know how to do this. Once you kind of realize the moving patterns, you know, where the body moves when they run straight at you, because all the characters move the same way, the women, the men, everyone. Women do pose a slightly smaller target, but the concept is the same. And this is basically what the whole game ends up being. Now this is just a practice area again, and they're not wearing any armor, but Jesus, once you actually get really good at this, armor's not going to pose much of a resistance to your weapons anymore. So much so that a full bucket helm, which provides, I believe, 52 health, or 52 armor protection to the head, I can pierce that with my bow and arrow and usually do about 130 damage. Now again, as you've seen, most characters, this is me starting, but even my high level guy has about 60 health right now. So that says a lot. See, now they're trying to pair off. And that's a big thing too to remember whenever you do these practice things. The enemy will often lock on to not what is nearest, but whatever registers first. And the registration of a target with these NPCs, look at that. That is so ridiculous. Did you see that? I actually could have sworn he was registered to me. He was not. God dang. It's so weird. I mean, I was totally closer than another guy, but he still registered onto him first. So, very perfect timing. Couldn't have planned that better. My point is proven. So what you have to do is just kind of get used to staying away from them, staying as far away as you can. It does somewhat help with registration, but in this game, especially in combat, in large actual combat, stay with the group. Do not try to splinter off. More often than not, you will die. I've learned that far too much. Especially when the enemy has archers, it's always safer in the formation than it is on your own. Unless you're on horseback, in which case, yeah, you know, go be a real Mongol horseman there, and then you're probably going to be safer. But, you know, it all depends. See, now we're about to win. Very good. Oh, no. See, and there we go. Now, I've eliminated quite a few guys. I think I do qualify for the 750 dinar prize. Yeah, see? So 750 dinars, that pays for my boys for the week. There's no risk. Now I can just kind of wander around and do whatever I want. So basically, the first thing you should always do after you kind of get yourself positioned, like these many troops in most games, this would be about maybe, a little less than a quarter game. You know, this game just tries to accelerate it a little bit, though. They don't want you to be stuck, not doing anything. You know, they're just like, let's skip that initial beginning phase of just grinding. Let's just give you some soldiers and let you get right into it, because more often than not, people don't play a mod before the regular game. After you play the regular game, you get the experience and know that this is something you'd rather have. Me personally, I usually release all my soldiers. This time, I'm going to try something different, though, and see if I like it. I'm going to actually keep all my original soldiers and see if that gets me somewhere. Now, I'm also going to be looking for party members. Now, party members are different, like this guy. Perfect example. How could I have run into anyone better? Elaine is one of my favorite party members. I do believe I can't recruit him right now. Yes, I didn't think so. So I'm going to bail on one of those farmers. There we go. Yeah, all the companions you get have certain skills in certain areas. Some are party skills, which can boost the effectiveness of your whole party. In my case, though, Elaine I usually turn into a knight. I give him a horse, armored horse, full set of armor, lance, and he's a sword and board. And there we go. I usually turn quite a few of my companions into fighters, because by most late games, when I get to about level 70 or level 80, which is rare, but I have done it on a couple games, my whole companions are usually at that point about at the same area, level 60, maybe some of them are level 70, like in this case, because I've got them so early, these guys would probably be level 70 by that point. and we can defeat anything. I mean, me and 7 guys can take down an army of about 100 guys as long as I command them properly. I mean, it's happened. Now, it's only about 100, and it's a freshly defeated army. So this guy's filled with a lot of peasants, about maybe 40, 50 peasants, and the rest are trained soldiers. That we can crush. Anything else, not going to work. Anything bigger, anyway. So it's always fun to do that at the late game. Basically, be the the badass war party, kind of like the Hobbit party. There's like only 7 or 8 of them, and then they're still taking on everything they see. They're fighting off hordes of orcs and everything just because they have that main character plot armor. Same thing here. We have main character plot armor. Ah. All right. Yep, another castle. More villages. The factions in this land too are also typically larger than the other games. Like, see, this is the starting land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities. The largest factions in the regular game have only 4. So conquering this game also takes a long time. Like I said, I was on day 1000 something on my other game when I was still living in a different state, and me and my faction, we weren't even halfway done with this game. We had crushed the Antarians, and we had crushed the Imperials over here. These factions were both gone. Half of this went to the Vaegirs, who are our allies. The rest went to us, and I started here. So I absorbed pretty much all this original territory into my faction, and then about, this. Something like that. I believe I claimed a couple cities outside that ring, but for the most part, yeah, it's, yeah. A lot of conquering, took me about 1,000 days, but that's usually because I prefer to kill things. If you want to do it the most effective way, the most efficient way, do quests, just, suck it up, get used to the fact that you're playing a fighting game and you're probably not going to be doing a whole lot of fighting. Oh no. There we go, I got him. Very nice. Ooh. I'm going to duel the forest bandit, it looks like. And I always dismount. It is courtesy and honor to dismount and duel your opponent if he is on foot. And if the opponent's on horseback, I'll dismount anyway, mainly because I prefer to fight on foot. Yes, on foot. God, I don't know why that was so hard to say. Yeah, I gotta fight on foot. A lot of people don't like the graphics of this game either. I can see these graphics getting to some people, but I don't know. I just kind of like the fighting and the sloping, and I mean, look at this. Just look at how strategic this game is to an extent. Look what you could do with these hills, If you follow my strategy and put these guys on a hill, and everybody else has to climb up the hill towards you, they're slowed down. Because I'm slowed down going down the hill. And imagine they're even slower when they go up. Alright, chump. Come on. I just started over, but I'll still beat you. If I can hit you. Ah, there we go. Oh, and I leveled up again. Oh wow, look at that. I have leveled up 4 times, and I have not done anything with it. That's not good. So again, I usually don't put any points into intelligence, just because there's so many character support that I have. I'll put all my points into charisma, agility, and strength. So, gotta drop some points into leadership. I'll grab a prisoner management. Power strike I don't need. Athletics is good. Moving faster, this actually does not seem like something very necessary. But interesting fact, if you do happen to fight a large group of bandits, and somehow you fight them long enough, oh wow, somehow you fight them long enough that you kill all their ranged units, or the only ranged units left are javelin men, and they're not really going to throw their javelins, risk hitting their own guys type thing, they will all pull out their swords and engage you and run in a straight line at you. And if your agility is fast enough, I was about to demonstrate it till I stopped, you can run backwards and actually run faster than them, even though when you run backwards your speed is slower than you going forward. If you get your agility high enough, the only people that are going to catch up to you are the faster moving, lighter armored guys. And the lighter armored guys, of course, are always lower level. Like the farmer, for example, look at his armor. Linen tunic, some nomad boots, no gloves, and a knife, and a leather cap. This guy is going to move fast. No matter how much athletics he has, this guy's still going to move faster than me probably right now. However, once I get, close to about 8 or 9, maybe even 10 athletics, I may have to get that high, I'll be about as fast as him wearing all this armor. But, even wearing all this lighter armor, I will still outspeed most other people who are wearing armor, as long as my athletics is high enough. Ah, yes, he told me the story. The companions will also tell you stories when you get close to cities that they're from or, that are important to them, whatever. There's only one location per person, so it's not really. Kind of gets boring after a while, but, it is what it is. And I'm a very sentimental person. This being my first set of armor, I'll keep this. Like my old hunting bow, I keep my first bow, my first set of armor, my first arrows, I keep all that. I usually keep it in the chest of my first castle or city that I take. But anyway, I'm ready to get into another fight already, man. There we go. A fight truly worthy of me.
I'd slit your throat for a trinket.
And the bandit chatter. I'll slit your throat for a trinket. Absolutely hilarious, man. They didn't. You can tell that they didn't pay a whole lot for the voice acting. It is an indie company, Tale Worlds, so they're gonna do what they're gonna do. All right. In this case, I feel fairly confident. We don't have a good hill to start on, so I'm gonna order the men to actually just freelance, which means giving no orders at all. We're gonna have them charge on their own and engage the enemy. The enemy does not have a hill either, really. We're gonna meet on about even ground. Now, I shoot people like that, I'm gonna get their attention, so I'm gonna go ahead and bail off. Start hitting them this way. Oh no, not good. I thought I timed that a little better. There we go. And this is what I was talking about. See, I mean, they still have arrows and everything, but there's a whole line of them following me. Now we pretty much just went through that whole line. We're gonna finish this battle. It's about 119, I think, is what the total was. And as you can see, even though we didn't really use any strategy, I have only 9 wounded, 3 dead. My allies haven't suffered any casualties yet, even though I believe there's a few farmers here. They'll probably start dying here by the next wave. And reinforcements have arrived for the enemies. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to kill this remaining group here, and then we're going to go into another battle. How that works, if I'm sure you noticed in the last battle when there was a large group of them, we killed most of them and then we only fought 4. And then we fought in a totally new area. What happens is, after you win, the battle advances in the field. The whole game has these various fields and areas generated as to what they're actually going to look like when you get into battle. And when you start fighting, it selects the one that's closest to you. When you win, you advance and change to the new area. So in a large battle with 1,000 or 2,000 people, there's going to be multiple battles. And you're going to battle in multiple areas. Maybe sometimes you'll lose the battle and your army will get beat, but you'll still be in the game because your armies are so huge. And as you move back and forth, you'll kind of start to notice, okay, this field is better, this field's not so better. And you'll start to kind of realize what the environments are when you fight in certain areas, in general, what they're going to look like. And you'll learn to start taking advantage of that really, really well. It's not going to get to the point, I think, where you'll want to intentionally lose, so you can fall back to better territory. I don't think it'll ever get to that point. But you will kind of start to realize where you'd rather be to fight at least the first battle. And I think that's always a good thing. Knowing the terrain is very important for your strategy. It's me, for example, I don't like cavalry, if you couldn't tell. I prefer infantry. They're more versatile. They can fight in the field, and they can fight well in the castle. Horsemen have to dismount, and more often than not, their equipment is not as good as infantry. So, something I prefer to just not deal with. Here we go. I got the first brigand. Then they become a reaver or a thug, highest rank of that tree. I'm really excited about getting a few of them. Get to show you what those guys do. Alright. And you can see I still have quite a lot of territory in my group here, but there's not a whole lot of guys here I really want to recruit. I want those manhunters. They're nice. Don't really want any of these guys. I don't really like to mix up my army just quite yet with random people. So we're going to go ahead and bail out of that. And of course just strip loot the guys, it's always all about. Take everything you can, fill up your inventory. In the beginning this is necessary, later on I wouldn't recommend it so much. But now it is. And we leveled up again. So another point into strength. Now I can toss a point into power draw. And then probably another point into power strike. There you go. And oh, actually, big thing. These are some of the most important skills you'll ever mess with. Oh, come on. If I get to hover there. Oh, it doesn't work. Well, anyway, if you take a look there on the top right, it increases bow damage by 14%. Alright, and then Power Strike increases melee damage by 8% per point. To put that into perspective, increasing any single one of these skills by 1 is nothing. Increasing it by 50 is mild. Increasing it by about 200 to about 200 is about the equivalent of a 5 or 6 in either one of these points. So, being at this point, even though my skills are really quite low in my preferred weapon categories, I'm doing a lot more damage than I should be. So, very important to remember that if you're ever interested in, really getting to know the game a little better. Again, those are just rough estimates. There are exact stats if you want to look them up, and I recommend you do, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call that good for this one. Thank you guys very so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.